Hello Gothic friends, this is Alice and you are in Gothic land. Welcome to another episode, to another session, another video. I'm really happy to have you here. Today I want to talk to you about something that is very characteristic of the Gothic and that I'm talking about on my social media. For those who don't know where to find me, I am on Facebook, Alice in Gothic land, and inside Alice in Gothic land I have my little group of Gothicize Me. Okay, as you can see in the back there, that's the logo. So in Gothicize Me is a small group of people that talk about all things Gothic, and as I said, it's a reduced group, so you are safe. It's a safe environment. People feel free to comment, and we learn every week a few different things about the Gothic. So if you are interested, you're very welcome. So what I was thinking today is to do a video connected to one of the topics that I have proposed this week, which is the diary. Why the diary? The diary is one of the Gothic favorite formats. Why? I'm going to tell you about the characteristics, what happens to you if you're a reader, if you're a writer, and what happens in neuroscience, why this is so important from a neuroscientific point of view, and how it can apply to you nowadays, how it can help you. One of the characteristics is that it's written in first person singular. So what we have is we create an empathy and a kind of connection, a direct connection with the reader. When we do that, we are giving the text more naturality. Also, what happens, and we're showing all our thoughts, no filters. What happens also is that we can have more than one person writing a diary, and therefore we have different points of view, and we can have our own opinion about what's going on, rather than just one voice telling us all about what's going on in the story. With the diary, we can have different voices, and that's very beautiful as well. And it gives us the opportunity of having our own opinion. So that has also an impact on the vocabulary. Depending on the characters, they're going to use a type of vocabulary or another, which is going to give us information regarding their social level, their problems, if they're men or women, if they're children. So it's going to give us a lot of information and social information. So the period of time when this diary was written, we can see that as well very clear. And this is from a reading point of view. If you're a writer, you could actually consider writing diary or including your epistolary, which is called epistolary novel or elements in your book. Why? Because this is going to it's going to be giving you an extra tool to make things a lot more natural when you're writing. You are also exercising your demons. I always use this phrase because I love it. You're exercising your demons, even if you're not trying to write a book. Try to write a diary and tell me what happens, because when you write a diary, you're actually putting down on a paper everything that you are fearing during the day. All those things that you would not normally tell someone face to face, you can do it and put it down on your diary, or simply in a letter, and then some people kind of just destroy this letter. They don't want to keep it, but at least what we have done is to exteriorize all our fears and all these monsters. That's why Gothic literature really likes this format, because it's the place where the characters can express their feelings, their deep down feelings, and all their feelings, all their fears, So it's a natural style, you see. It's not forced, it flows. So it's a natural style, and we like naturality because then we can empathize again. Nobody can judge what we write in a diary, because it's our opinion, and our opinion is valid no matter what. So you shouldn't worry about it. From a neuroscientific point of view, there are studies that talk about the representation of the consciousness through the diary, which is very interesting. Nowadays, neuroscience is starting to have a more important role in studies in general, because by understanding how our brain works, we can actually make the most of our learning and create new cognitive paths. So knowing about the diary format, we can actually see what goes on in our brain from 2 points of view. It's not the same what we project and how we speak when we are in a public place, at work or socializing. We kind of filtering, so the information that comes out is adapted to our moment. Than when we write in a diary where there are no filters, the real me appears there. How can we contrast that information is something that neuroscience is very interested in. And obviously, the obvious reason, we learned a lot about ourselves, and this is always a good exercise. Learning more about yourself can help you with your future job or your current job, with your studies, to modify certain bad habits that we may have. And it's a great exercise. And also you can look back in time when you read your diary again. It can be quite hilarious. I, for example, I started writing a diary when I was 8, and I haven't stopped. And when I was pregnant with my children, I opened they both have a diary each, and I tell them how I feel. It's not consistent, I don't do it every day, but sometimes I take a year to write, but at least they have it there for their future. And I think that's beautiful, to have something there from your parent talking to you directly. And so now you are probably starting to see 2 really clear examples of diaries. Have you already come up with them? I'm sure you have. The first one is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Obviously, Jonathan Harker, when he's prisoner in the castle, he writes letters all the time, constantly. And the letters are also a tool of manipulation by the Count. And Dracula says, no, now you're going to write to your family. You're going to tell them that you're nice and safe, that you're having such a great time here, when really he's having a really great bad time because he's been eaten. He's been the source of feeding all these vampires in the castle. And up to the point that he feels this need, that the only way of communicating himself with the outside world is by writing these letters and hoping that they don't get intercepted by the Count. So he writes some letters, he puts them in his pocket, and in the end he manages to send them away to Mina. But the power of these letters in these novels, they have a really great role. It's almost like another character. And the other example is Frankenstein, which is a little bit more complex in its structure, because Frankenstein doesn't just have epistolary diaries, it has a lot of other narrative techniques that make it a lot more complex. But we also have the thoughts of the doctor when he creates this monster, and we can kind of feel closer to him when he's talking about what he has created and all his fears, which again is very useful. So, having said that, if you haven't read these 2 novels, you should. I know that we all have to read the classics. We should read certain classics if we actually want to move on in our own writings. That's very important. And also because when you are analyzing other writers, you can see certain patterns, and that is beautiful. And also, I would like you to tell me if you keep your own diary, because it's a very good exercise for various reasons. So I would like you to tell me if you keep a diary. What do you write? Are you the person that you are outside there? Do you change when you're writing this diary? What can you see? Do you go back to it? Do you find it useful? Have you ever thought of writing in diary formats or through letters? So I would love you to tell me all your thoughts and to communicate with me. Tell me how you feel about it. Have I missed anything? So leave me your comments here on this channel, or you can go to my Facebook social network. I also have Twitter. I don't know if I mentioned that. Twitter. Yes, that's Gothic Alice, capital G, capital A, Gothic Alice 74, and you can also find me there. And please just keep me posted. Thumbs up if you like this channel and what I'm doing with it, because that's very useful for me to keep getting more material out there for you. And please be constructive, don't be destructive. I don't like destructive people. Constructive all the time. And I hope that this has been really useful for you. And thank you very much, my Gothic friends. See you soon the next time, and take care. Bye bye, Gothic monsters. Bye.